Well, my shop is currently in an absolute state of disaster. I thought I'd go ahead and share a quick shop tour of my shop when I'm wrapping up 2 or 3 projects that have been going on for about a month with really not much cleaning in between. So stuff is just out everywhere, offcuts, scraps, dust shavings all over the floor. I can barely move around, but I am getting to the end of these projects, and at that point I'll spend probably a whole day cleaning up. I also have on tap for later this summer a few shop projects for better organization here in the shop. So I thought I'd give you a quick tour when it's in this real disaster state, just to give you a sense of the working conditions day to day here in the shop. And then also as a comparison for a few months down the road when I'm able to not only clean up the shop but also do a lot better organization of my tools and layout, etc. here in the shop. So this will be a great comparison looking back. Okay, here we are entering the shop through the basement door. Some leftover oak pieces here on the floor from the huge bookcases I'm working on. And this right here is the underside of a train table. That will be a Lego train table for my son. So just wrapping up that base, and there's a top that fits on there. Lumber rack, not too bad shape. Off to the left here, storage area with stuff all over the floor, everything out of the storage area on the floor. Festool boxes, and new 14-inch bandsaw yet to be unpacked and checked out there. So continued on, here's my cabinet with finishing supplies. And the sheet goods storage, pretty good shape. And then all the way down the back wall here, there's a couple of side tables I just need to rub out and put some wax on. They're all done. I'm sitting here on some sawhorses, taking up a lot of space. And this bench here, all my little scraps there in the corner of the room, and more storage below. Bandsaw over there. And then coming into the main part of the shop here, still leftovers from the kitchen project. Still need to make a few more cutting boards out of that scrap. 10-inch bandsaw here on the floor. Stuff spilling over, my rags spilling over, dust absolutely everywhere, dust and shavings all over the shop. Here's the lower sides of the bookcases and upper sides of the bookcases leaning against the wall. Table saw with pocket screws on top, all kind of scraps all over it. Assembly table, there's the top for Liam's train table. That's going to get painted. And around the corner, Erlex 5500 sprayer. It's getting a little bit of a review. I'm going to be using that for the bookcases, and I'm actually going to use it for some paint for the top here. I'm going to try spraying some paint, see how that goes. All these drawers should be shut. Of course, they're all open with stuff everywhere. The top here, sharpening, drills, chisels, everything that needs to be cleaned up and put away. Back wall of clamps. Down the back here, stuff piled up, empty boxes actually, benchtop router there on the floor, Festool vac there with the boom. And then finally across to this corner here are the bookcases, crown moldings, base molding, bases, and then all the shelves, about 8 shelves, 7 foot high by 5 feet wide. Bookcases, sander with dust absolutely everywhere over here. Can barely get to my miter saw. All my scraps there. And here's all the offcuts from this project, still laying all over the floor next to the table saw, and out the back there. So that is the absolute disaster that is my shop right now. I can barely walk around. It definitely needs quite a few hours of just cleaning, and then I've got a lot of projects on tap for later this summer to get things even more organized here in the shop. Well, after seeing this shop, I think it's time to start cleaning up. I'm going to go ahead and take some of the projects out of the shop now. They're ready for finishing, and I think I'm going to do that in my garage so I can get them out of here, and that will help me really start getting down to cleaning the shop. So I'll spend probably a day or two really cleaning, getting everything back away, a little bit better organized. And I was saying, I've got a couple of shop projects coming up over the next month or two when I can slot those in. So look forward to those as I get a little bit better organization here in my shop.